Oh, hello. Here we go. Right. This is a follow on from the podcast I did the other day using ChatGPT to predict the New Zealand, to look at the characters of New Zealand political parties and their leaders. So I'm just going to go into ChatGPT here, using tarot cards to predict, to look at the characters of New Zealand political parties and their leaders, using ChatGPT to interpret them. I like to think that it gives a unbiased, balanced approach that you probably wouldn't find anywhere else, a unique approach. So today we're going to look at the minor parties, the parties outside of government at the moment. There's quite a few of them. I might not get to cover all of them, but we'll see how we go. We're going to start with top. Okay, so we're looking for the character of the Opportunities Party, please. Character of the Opportunities Party. Okay, and I got the Seven of Cups in reverse. The character of the Opportunities Party. And for the character of Raf Manji, who's the leader of the Opportunities Party, please. What is the character of Raf Manji? Right, so I got the Three of Wands, which was the same, I think, as one of the characters in the bigger parties. Same card, I think. So let's have a look at these. I pulled a tarot card for the character of a political party and got tarot card, the Seven of Cups reversed. Please interpret. Okay. Here's the interpretation from ChatGPT of the character of the Opportunities card. Interpreting a tarot card, especially in a political context, can be subjective, but I can offer a general interpretation of the Seven of Cups reversed. The Seven of Cups reversed often suggests a need for focus and clarity. In the context of a political party, it might indicate that the party is facing a period where they must make concrete decisions and prioritize their goals. They may have been overwhelmed with too many options or distractions in the past, and now it's essential to them to narrow down their choices and make well-informed decisions. This card reversed could imply that the party has moved past a phase of confusion or unrealistic expectations and is gaining a clearer understanding of their path forward. It may encourage them to be more pragmatic and less idealistic in their approach. Remember that the tarot card interpretations can vary based on individual beliefs and circumstances, so it's essential to get the context, blah, blah, blah. That's a disclaimer. Okay, so that's really interesting because I believe that is actually true. In the past, the Opportunities Party have had many candidates, and now they're narrowing it down. I think their leader is basically suggesting that people vote for other parties in their party vote, but if they want to, but that they vote for Raf Manji in the Elam electorate, so that the Opportunities Party at least get some candidates in government that way. It's a more pragmatic, practical approach and less idealistic. They're not trying to get above the 5% threshold so much anymore. They're going for just trying to win Elam and going really hard to win Elam. So yeah, it's an interesting perspective. So we'll just copy and paste that. So the I think James Shaw got this. Card actually, and it was talking about aspirations to international work and that kind of thing. Okay, the Three of Wands upright is positive, forward-looking card. When applied to the character of a political figure, it can be interpreted as follows: expansion and vision. A political figure is forward-thinking and has a clear vision for the future. They're likely to be working on long-term goals and strategies, showing a willingness to look beyond the present moment. Leadership and initiative. The Three of Wands suggests that this political figure is taking the initiative and demonstrating leadership qualities. They are not waiting for things to happen, but are actively seeking opportunities to expand their influence or impact. Collaboration and network. This card can also indicate that the political figure is open to collaboration and partnerships. They may be engaging with others to achieve their goals and build alliances both domestically and internationally. Trade and commerce. In a political context, the Three of Wands can signify a focus on economic matters, trade policies, or international relations. It suggests a willingness to explore opportunities for economic growth and development. It's overall a political figure who is looking ahead, taking charge, and actively seeking ways to expand their influence or achieve their goals in a visionary and strategic manner. Sounds pretty apt for Raf, Manji, and the Opportunities Party. So there we go. That's the Opportunities Party. I'm going to keep rolling through because I've only got a limited amount of time. Next, we're going to look at the character of the New Conservatives. The character of the New Conservatives. The Tower. Okay. And the character of Helen Houghton, who is the leader of the New Conservatives. The character of Helen Houghton, please. We've got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, which is an interesting couple of cards to pick. Again, it's almost like the parties had a Tower moment, which they have, because I think they lost their leader and there were a lot of allegations against the Conservatives Party, and Wheel of Fortune reversed is like bad luck, so she's got the bad luck of fronting the party. But it will look at ChatGPT and get their interpretation too. Got the Tower, political party. Got the Carrot card, the Tower. Upright, please interpret. Okay, so this is what it says about the character of the New Conservatives. It's seen as a challenging and disruptive card in tarot. When applied to the character of a political party, it can be interpreted as follows: sudden and unexpected change. The Tower card represents abrupt and often unexpected change or upheaval. In the context of a political party, this could signify a significant and disruptive event or development that shakes the party to its core, which it did have. I think their leader, Colin Craig, had some allegations made against him, and they plummeted and had to go through a whole new shake-up or something like that. It might not have been him, it might have been a previous leader. Crisis and transformation. This card can indicate that the party is going through a crisis or a period of intense transformation. It may suggest that existing structures, beliefs, or strategies are being challenged or dismantled, potentially leading to a fundamental shift in the party's identities or goals. 3, revelation of hidden truths. The Tower cards can symbolize the revelation of hidden truths or scandals within the party. That happened. It may suggest that the previously concealed information or conflicts are coming to light, causing turmoil and change within the party. That definitely happened. Opportunity for rebuilding. While the Tower represents destruction, it can also be seen as an opportunity for rebuilding and starting anew. In the long run, this upheaval might lead to a stronger and more resilient party if it can adapt and learn from the experience. So that's probably the phase that it's in now, a rebuilding phase. Overall, the Tower card upright is a powerful symbol of disruption and change, which can be both challenging and transformative. It suggests that the political party is facing a period of upheaval that will likely require them to confront difficult truths and adapt to new circumstances. How they respond to this upheaval will determine their future direction and success. So that's the New Conservatives. And we'll look at Helen Houghton, who is the leader of the New Conservatives. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. The Wheel of Fortune card, when reversed, can carry several interpretations, particularly when applied to a political figure. Stagnation or setbacks. The reversed Wheel of Fortune often indicates a period of stagnation or setbacks in a person's life or career. In the context of a political figure, it might suggest they are currently facing challenges or obstacles that are hindering their progress or success. Resistance to change. This card can signify resistance to change or an unwillingness to adapt to new circumstances. The political figure may be struggling to embrace change or is encountering opposition to their proposed changes or policies. Unpredictability. It is in its reverse position. The Wheel of Fortune can also suggest a sense of unpredictability or instability. The political figure may be facing uncertain or volatile situations, making it difficult to predict outcomes or maintain control. Bad luck or misfortune. While it's important not to interpret this card too negatively, it can some days indicate a streak of bad luck or series of unfortunate events that the political figure is currently experiencing. Karmic influence. The Wheel of Fortune reversed might suggest that the individual is dealing with the consequences of past actions or decisions. They may need to address unresolved issues or make amends to move forward. Overall, a period of uncertainty and challenges for the political figure. It's a reminder that life and politics are cyclical, and they may need to take proactive steps to change their circumstances or outlook to regain a sense of fortune and control in their political career. So that's interesting in terms of the evolution of the New Conservatives that has happened. While we're at it, I know there's the Leighton Baker party. He's basically I think he was involved in the Conservative Party and broke off from them, perhaps. I think he's formed his own party. What I'll do is I'll just pull a card simply for the character of Leighton Baker. Please, the character of Leighton Baker. Three of Swords. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. I pulled a card, so broken-hearted, basically. And yeah, I think that's pretty apt. Not that says anything bad about his character, because it doesn't. It says that he's been through that broken heart, really. And yeah, he was part of the the protests, and he's been vilified by the media. He seemed like quite an upstanding character to me, but he's been vilified by the media. Anyway, let's have a look. So, but that's in essence what's inspired him to form his own party. So the Three of Swords upright is a card that often signifies pain, heartbreak, and emotional distress. When applied to the character of a political figure, it can be interpreted as follows: conflict and turmoil. The Three of Swords suggests that the political figure may be experiencing conflict or turmoil in their career or personal life. This could be related to political challenges, controversies, or personal crises that are causing emotional distress. Well, the whole COVID thing, geez, I think that's a lot of people. Betrayal or disappointment, and I've sensed a lot of feelings of betrayal or disappointment from Leighton Baker when he talks about how he felt treated by the government in the COVID crisis. This card can also indicate feelings of betrayal or disappointment. The political figure may have experienced a breach of trust or a setback that has deeply affected them. Might have been within his own party as well. Difficult decisions. The Three of Swords can represent the need to make difficult decisions that may involve sacrifices or painful choices. In the context of politics, this could relate to policy decisions or political strategies that are emotionally challenging. Healing and recovery. While this card symbolizes pain, it's important to note that it can represent a path toward healing and recovery. The political figure may need to address the emotional wounds they are experiencing, seek support, and find ways to mend relationships or situations that have been strained. In summary, the Three of Swords upright suggests they are currently dealing with emotional distress, potentially due to conflicts, disappointments, or difficult decisions in their political career. It serves as a reminder that in politics, as in life, challenges and setbacks are part of the journey, and finding ways to address and heal from them is essential for growth and resilience. Really fascinating. I think that's one of the reasons he's forming his political party, is to heal the emotional distress of what happened to him during the COVID protests, etc. His daughter Chantal Baker was also a big figure within the protests. So yeah, very interesting. Okay, let's have a look at the Freedoms New Zealand Party. I believe that's the Freedoms and Rights Coalition, or the Freedoms New Zealand Party, and we'll look at Brian Tamaki. So what is the character of the Freedoms New Zealand Party? Nine of Swords. And what is the character of Brian Tamaki? Two of Cups in reverse. This will be interesting. Okay. Nine. Political party, and got the card Nine of Swords. Reversed. Yeah. No, upright. Nine of Swords upright. Please interpret. Okay. The character of the Freedoms and Rights Coalition, or the Freedoms New Zealand Party. It represents anxiety, worry, mental distress. When applied to the character of the political party, can be interpreted as follows: overwhelming stress. The Nine of Swords suggests that the political party may be experiencing a period of overwhelming stress and anxiety. This could be related to internal conflicts, external pressures, or challenging political circumstances. Definitely. Concerns and fears. This card can also indicate that members of the party are deeply concerned about the party's future, policies, or electoral prospects. There may be fears about the consequences of their actions or decisions. Communication issues. In politics, the Nine of Swords may imply a breakdown in communication within the party. Misunderstandings or mistrust among party members could be contributing to the overall sense of anxiety. Sleepless nights. This card is often associated with sleepless nights and mental anguish. Suggests individuals within the party may be losing sleep over the challenges they face. Seeking solutions. While the Nine of Swords represents a difficult period, it can also serve as a wake-up call. It may prompt the political party to address the sources of their anxiety, find solutions to their problems, and seek ways to alleviate the mental distress. Overall, it says they're going through a tough and mentally taxing phase. It's important for them to address the underlying issues causing anxiety, foster better communication, work towards finding constructive solutions to their challenges in order to move forward effectively. So very interesting there. I know that they're going through, they were very reactive to the COVID situation. I think at one point he had a party that was polling quite high in previous elections. A lot of these parties have sort of split up. I know Sue Gray, I think, is part of that party as well. So, and I know that they're going around and sort of protesting a lot at other political meetings, like around Chris Hipkins, and they've been interrupting media press releases of Chris Luxon, things like this. So, yeah, it's interesting. Okay, the character of Brian Tamaki, Two of Cups reversed. So it's interesting to get a sort of impartial view of him, because there's a lot of media hate on Brian Tamaki. So we'll see what it says from a tarot reading, pulling a card at random and getting ChatGPT to interpret it. This is just an experiment, really. I'm not saying that it's the truth, but I do find tarot a good way of getting a picture that's worth 1,000 words. So the card, the Two of Cups reversed, is a card that often relates to relationships, partnerships, and connections. When applied to the character of a political figure, it can be interpreted as follows: strained relationships. The reversal of the Two of Cups suggests the political figure may be experiencing challenges or strains in their relationships, both within their political role and possibly their personal life. There could be conflicts or misunderstandings that need to be addressed. Disharmony. This card can signify a lack of harmony or unity within the political figure's team or alliances. There may be disagreements or a sense of disconnect among key individuals or groups working with them. 3 broken alliances. In a political context, the reverse Two of Cups may indicate that political alliances or partnerships have soured or are no longer as strong as they once were. It's possible that former allies have become adversaries. Difficulty in building consensus. This card can also suggest challenges in building consensus and cooperation among different stakeholders. The political figure may be struggling to bring people together on common goals or policies. 5, need for reconciliation. While the Two of Cups reverse can indicate difficulties, it also serves as a reminder that efforts should be made to mend relationships and find common ground. The political figure may need to work on reconciliation and fostering better connections to move forward effectively. Overall, the political figure is facing issues related to relationships and partnerships that require attention. It's essential for them to address these challenges, seek ways to rebuild connections, and find common purpose to navigate the complexities of politics successfully. Certainly, he has been charged with protesting. I think there's also been a number of political parties that have popped up that have sort of not been able to find a common ground, and so they've all become very separate. I'm not sure about what's happening within their particular party, apart from their actions that are seen out in the world, where they're going to press releases of other parties and debates and things like that, protesting outside of them. I think ultimately they just seem to want to be heard. I think that's at the bottom of it. Right. The next party that I have here is the Animal Justice Party. I do not know who the leader of the Animal Justice Party is, so I'm just going to pull a card for the character of the Animal Justice Party, please. Character of the Animal Justice Party. Okay, the Page of Pentacles in reverse, which seems to suggest that it's a bit impractical in their ideas. Maybe a bit idealistic. Yeah, that's what it's saying. So, Page of Pentacles reverse can have several interpretations with regard to the character of a political party. Lack of practicality. When reversed, this card suggests that the political party is currently struggling with practicality and may be focusing too much on idealistic or unrealistic goals and policies. They might need to ground their ideas in more practical solutions. Financial challenges. In the realm of politics, the reverse Page of Pentacles could indicate financial difficulties or mismanagement within the party. There might be concerns about fundraising or budgeting. Inexperienced or ineffectual leadership. This card can also point to issues related to leadership within the party. May indicate the party is being led by individuals who lack experience and are not effectively managing their party's affairs. Resistance to change. The reversal of the Page of Pentacles might suggest that the party is resistant to change or is hesitant to adopt new strategies or policies. They may be stuck in old ways of doing things. Delayed progress. The Page of Pentacles reverse can signify delays in progress or difficulties in moving forward with their agenda. The party may need to overcome obstacles or reevaluate their approach to achieve their goals. In summary, the Page of Pentacles reverse suggests that the political party may be facing challenges related to practicality, leadership, finances, or resistance to change. It serves as a reminder for the party to address these issues, be more realistic in their approach, and consider necessary adjustments to achieve their political objectives effectively. Well, from what I gather, this party, I don't know much about them, but they're basically running on a one lane ticket, which is animal justice, which is great. It's a great cause. I'm not saying it's not, but if you want to get in Parliament, you got to get either 5% in MMP in the current situation that we have, or you've got to get an electorate seat. And I don't think it's practical running on just the one idea. I think even I read somewhere that it might be that they were, talking about being vegan or vegetarian. I'm not entirely sure about that. I just skimmed over something that I saw, so I don't know. I mean, again, noble aspirations, but in terms of the practicality, it's quite idealistic ideas, and in terms of the practicality of getting into Parliament with just that kind of focus is perhaps, yeah, a bit high in the sky. Not to say that their reason for running isn't a good one, because it is. But yeah, the practicality of it in terms of getting into Parliament and being effective with what they want to get through is yeah. And also, the financial situation of the party. Obviously, if you want to get into Parliament, you need funding and you need backing. So that's one thing that these minor parties struggle with a lot. A lot of these parties are polling around 0.4%, 0.3, 0.2, 0.4. I think the top is the only one. It's sort of 1 point something, or maybe 2 even, 1.2 or something. New Conservatives 0.8, and then 0.5, 4, 3, 2 for these other parties. So the thing is, under MMP, we've got a 5% threshold. If MMP was actually fair and the 120 seats were representative of the percentage of the party vote, then you'd require 0.83% to get a seat in Parliament. So some of these parties, the only one that would officially get in would be TOP. New Conservatives are very close. But the thing is, if the threshold was dropped to that level, then a whole lot of people would then be able to vote for these smaller parties, because some of them would have a lot better hope of at least getting one seat in Parliament. So if the threshold were completely dropped to what is the natural, percentage, 0.83, that's the 1 in 120, then potentially a lot of these other parties could get over that threshold and have a seat in Parliament. Some of them, they'd only have to double what they're on now, and they'd get people coming from the other parties, because a lot of people don't vote for these parties simply because it's often seen as a wasted vote. So we'd have to wait till the MMP structure had changed before a party like the Animal Justice Party probably got in, but it might be something for the future. But at the moment, we haven't got any of the major parties, I think, really talking about dropping the threshold. There's no talk about this time round. So you've got all these little parties that are just really, unless they get an electorate vote or at 5%, which is a lot of votes, and you have to have a lot of money to get that far. It takes years. Even the TOP's been there for at least 3 years. I think the Aotearoa Legalise Cannabis, Aotearoa Legalise Cannabis Party's been there every election, but they haven't ever got in, have they? They used to be part, I think, of the Alliance Party at one stage. Here we go. Let's pull a card for the Aotearoa Legalise Cannabis Party. What is the character of the Aotearoa Legalise Cannabis Party? Four of Pentacles reversed. And what is the character of Jeff Lai, who is the leader? Justice. Okay, interesting. Let's have a look at this. Again, it looks like issues around practicality. Four of Pentacles. Reversed. Here we go. So the character of the Aotearoa Legalise Cannabis Party. The Four of Pentacles can be interpreted in various ways when applied to the character of a political party. 1. Greater financial flexibility. When reversed, this card often suggests that the political party is becoming more willing to spend or allocate their resources. They may be less focused on hoarding funds and more open to investing in campaigns, initiatives, or community projects. 2. Openness to new ideas. The reversal of the Four of Pentacles can signify a willingness to embrace new ideas or policies. The party may be open to change and innovation, which can help them connect with a broader range of voters or constituents. 3. Less attachment to power. In politics, this card could indicate the party is becoming less concerned with maintaining power at all costs. They may be more willing to collaborate or form coalitions with other parties or groups for the greater good. 4. Community engagement. The reverse Four of Pentacles may suggest a greater emphasis on community engagement and outreach. The party may be focused on connecting with the public on a more personal level, demonstrating commitment to the well-being of their constituents. 5. Reduced fear of scarcity. In its reverse position, this card can symbolize a reduced fear of scarcity. The party may have overcome previous concerns about losing support or resources and now more confident in their ability to sustain themselves politically. Overall, it indicates a shift towards greater openness, flexibility, and a willingness to adapt within the political party. This can be a positive sign as it suggests they're more focused on serving their constituents and achieving their goals rather than solely on self-preservation or accumulation of power or wealth. I think that's quite interesting because that's a party that's been around for quite a long time. So they've been through the rigors of MMP. They haven't ever really got into the government unless they were, as I say, part of the alliance at one stage. But they haven't got into Parliament as the Aotearoa Legalise Cannabis Party, and they've been through several election cycles, so they may be looking at, they've gone through, when you first go in, some of these parties that first jump into politics go in with very idealistic notions of getting above the 5% threshold and getting an electorate seat, but this party's been around for a long time and still hasn't. They're running on one lane ticket in a way, that legalized cannabis issue. But I have seen them a lot at festivals recently, trying to get their message out there at festivals. So yeah, that talks of the community aspect, community engagement aspect, less attachment to power. They probably don't have idealistic notions of getting into government, but they're just trying to get their self out there, and they're willing to work with other parties, open to new ideas, open to different ways of working. So I think that comes from experience to some degree. We have had a few knockbacks, and you lose that hard edge or that ego that drives you in the first place to form a party. Okay, let's have a look at Jeff Lai. Justice. I got the tarot card. Justice. Okay, the character of Jeff Lai, who's the leader of the Aotearoa Legalise Cannabis Party. The Justice card signifies balance, fairness, and moral integrity. When applied to the character of the political figure, it can be interpreted as follows. Fairness and accountability. The Justice card suggests that the political figure is committed to upholding principles of fairness, justice in their actions and decisions. They may be known for advocating for equal treatment under the law and holding others accountable for their actions. Legal matters. In politics, this card can indicate a focus on legal matters and a dedication to upholding the rule of law. The political figure may be involved in legal reforms, Legalise Cannabis, justice system improvements, or issues related to human rights and civil liberties. Balanced decision-making. The Justice card represents balanced decision-making and rational judgment. The political figure is likely to weigh the facts carefully before making choices, avoiding impulsivity or bias. Advocacy for equality. The card can also signify a commitment to advocating for social and political equality. The political figure may champion policies that aim to reduce inequality, discrimination, or injustice in society. Ethical leadership. The Justice card suggests the political figure is seen as an ethical and principled leader who strives to do what is right, even in the face of challenges or oppositions. In summary, the Justice card upright is a positive indicator for a political figure, highlighting their dedication to fairness, accountability, and ethical leadership. It signifies a commitment to upholding the principles of justice and equality in their political career. Well, I think that's very apt for someone who wants to legalise cannabis. So legal matters, fairness and accountability, balanced decision-making, advocacy or equality, ethical leadership. They just want weed to be treated in the same way that alcohol is, or whatever. They just want to exercise their right, what they believe is their human right to smoke the wacky backy, or in whatever case. I think there's quite a few. If you look at their actual policies, they've actually got some quite detailed policy around it that is socially responsible. I don't think it's just about letting it run rampant. It's more about sort of social responsibility and getting it out of the hands of gangs and into a free market sort of situation, something like that. Okay, that's the Aotearoa Legalise Cannabis Party. Okay, not too much time left. We've got 5 parties to go. I might not get through them all. Okay, let's have a look at the new Zeal Party. Here's the new Zeal Party. What is the character of the new Zeal Party? Nine of Pentacles in reverse. And what is the character of Alfred Ngaro? Alfred Ngaro. Queen of Swords. Interesting. Alfred Ngaro was a National Party MP, I believe, from reading about him. Christopher Luxon got the King of Swords for his thing. Ngaro's getting the Queen of Swords. So interesting. 9 of Pentacles reverse. So 9 of political party. I don't know much about this party or what they stand for. Very little at all, apart from Alfred Ngaro being a previous MP. I think they used to be the One New Zealand Party, yes, but they've changed their name, and they used to be co-leaders, but he's now the leader of the party. They used to be a co-leader, but they're now the New Zeal Party. And here's what it says about the character of the New Zeal Party. 9 of Pentacles reverse can carry various interpretations. 1, financial challenges. When reversed, it can suggest financial challenges or issues with resource management. The political party may be experiencing difficulties with fundraising, budgeting, or managing their finances effectively, as all small parties do. Overdependence on external support, the reversal of the Nine of Pentacles, could indicate that the party is overly reliant on external sources of support or funding, which may not be sustainable in the long term. They may need to focus on building a more self-reliant financial structure. Interesting indeed. Loss of independence. This card can suggest a loss of independence or self-sufficiency. The party may be compromising its principles or values due to financial pressures or external influences. That might be to do with people who are actually funding the party, potentially. Luxury and excess. In some cases, the Nine of Pentacles may indicate a focus on luxury, extravagance, or excessive spending within the party. Could be seen as a warning to reassess priorities and make more prudent financial decisions. Self-empowerment. While reversed cards often indicate challenges, they also signify opportunities for growth and change. In this context, the political party may need to reevaluate its financial strategies, become more financially independent, and empower itself to make sound financial decisions. In summary, it suggests the political party may be facing financial challenges or issues related to financial independence and management. Serves as a reminder to address these concerns, make necessary changes, and find ways to ensure the party's financial stability and sustainability in the political landscape. That seems very apt indeed with these small parties. I don't know much about their situation, but it's always hard trying to fund a small party. I pulled a character card for the character of a political figure and got the tarot card, Queen of Wands, upright. Please interpret. Okay, this is the character of Alfred Ngaro, the leader of the New Zeal party. Charisma, leadership, and passion. 1. Charismatic leadership. The Queen of Wands suggests that the political figure embodies charisma and has a natural ability to inspire and lead others. They are likely to be a captivating and influential presence in the political arena. 2. Passionate advocacy. This card signifies a passionate and determined approach to their political work. Political figure is enthusiastic about their beliefs and is willing to put the effort to champion their causes or policies. 3. Strong leadership skills. The Queen of Wands indicates strong leadership skills as well as the ability to take charge when needed. This political figure is not afraid to take initiative and make decisions. 4. Empowerment and empathy. This card can also represent a sense of empowerment and empathy for others. The political figure may be focused on uplifting marginalized groups or advocating for social justice and inclusivity. Inspirational speaker. In politics, the Queen of Wands suggests that the figure is an inspirational speaker who can motivate people to take action or rally behind their political vision. Overall, God, I've just realized that I've interpreted the wrong one. It was the Queen of Swords. Jeez, sorry about that. Getting in a rush because I've got to go somewhere. Queen of Swords, upright. Sorry, so this represents intellect, independence, and clear communication when applied to the character of Alfred Ngaro. Sorry about that. Queen of Swords suggests intellectual leadership is led by individuals who prioritize intellect and critical thinking. They are likely to make decisions based on logic, reason, and a deep understanding of the issues they address. Independent thinking signifies a sense of independence and autonomy within their party. The party members are not easily swayed by external influences or pressures and are known for their ability to think and act independently. Effective communication. In politics, the Queen of Swords indicates that the party excels in clear and effective communication. They are adept at conveying their messages to the public, the media, and other political stakeholders with precision and eloquence. Advocacy for justice. This card can also represent a strong commitment to justice and fairness within the party's platform. They may be advocates for policies that promote equality, civil liberties, and ethical governments. Strategic decision-making. It suggests the party takes a strategic and calculated approach to politics. They are likely to plan their actions carefully and assess the consequences of their decisions. Positive card signifies a political party known for its intellectual leadership, independent thinking, clear communication, a commitment to the principles of justice and fairness. They are likely to engage in politics with a sharp focus on their goals and dedication to upholding their values. I read that the party was a very Christian values-based party, and I think one of the things he was talking about was how his views on abortion, and that he felt that they'd been sacrificed or lost within the National Party, and that also he's done a lot of community advocacy when he was an MP. So I don't know too much about him, but it sounds like he's got a sort of strong sense of intellect in coming through. Right, probably not going to get to all of them, but we'll have a look at the NZLoyal Party. What is the character of the NZLoyal Party, please? Ooh, interesting. The 10 of Cups in reverse, that is. And what is the character, please, of Liz Gunn? Page of Pentacles. Okay. The political party, NZLoyal. So, 10 of Cups reversed is a card that represents lack of harmony, unfulfilled emotional satisfaction, or strained relationships. When applied to the character of a political party, it can be interpreted as follows. Well, that could be how this party has come about, through strained relationships, through emotional dissatisfaction, unfulfilled emotional satisfaction, lack of harmony, the polarity in Parliament. But I'll read you the rest of this anyway. 1, internal discord. The political party may be experiencing internal discord or conflicts among its members. There could be disagreements over party policies or the overall leadership or the party's overall direction. All right. I don't know too much what's happening within the party. Lack of unity. This card can indicate a lack of unity in a fragmented party structure. Different factions within the party may have divergent goals or priorities, making it challenging to achieve a common vision. 3, unfulfilled promises. In a political context, the reverse 10 of Cups could symbolize unfulfilled promises or unmet expectations. The party may have made commitments to its constituents that it has been unable to deliver on. Challenges in connecting with the public. This card may suggest difficulties in connecting with the public or voter dissatisfaction. The party may be struggling to resonate with the broader population or may have lost support due to its actions or decisions. Emphasis on healing and reconciliation. While reverse cards often indicate challenges, they also offer an opportunity for growth and improvement. The party may need to focus on healing internal divisions, reconciling with dissatisfied constituents, and finding ways to restore harmony and unity. Overall, it is facing challenges related to internal conflicts, unfulfilled promises, or difficulties in connecting with the public. It serves as a reminder for the party to address these issues, work towards unity, and take steps to rebuild trust and satisfaction among their constituents. Very interesting. I think there's a lot of parties that have come out of the COVID situation and have been so passionate, and a lot of big figures like Liz Gunn is a big figure, and she's, making quite big promises. Well, I don't know what promises she's making, but she's just trying to throw her hand in the ring, like Brian Tamaki, like Matt King, like Leighton Baker, and they are having trouble connecting to the broader public because there's so many of them. They're quite disparate, and the amount of people who are on that bandwagon to some extent is quite small still at this point. But they're certainly bringing awareness to it. But yeah, in terms of them getting into Parliament, it's quite a big leap, unfortunately. But here is the character of Liz Gunn, which looks very positive. Knight of Pentacles. Generally, it's quite a slow, plodding energy, but it's a practical approach. So let's have a look. The character of Liz Gunn embodies the qualities of diligence, responsibility, and practicality when applied to the character of sorry, I've got to change that to a political figure. Okay. Oops. Getting a bit rushed here because I'm in a bit of a hurry. Political figure, Knight of Pentacles, upright. Please interpret. Okay, so Liz Gunn embodies qualities of diligence, responsibility, and practicality. Can be interpreted as followed. 1, she is hardworking and detail-oriented. Certainly, I've been looking at the NZLoyal page, and there is a lot of hard work being put into it, and it is full of details of what their views and policies are. The Knight of Pentacles suggests that the political figure is hardworking and pays meticulous attention to detail, very much so. They are likely to approach their political responsibilities with dedication and a strong work ethic. Well, she's had a lot of hard work in the media, so I think that would be true. Commitment to stability. It signifies a commitment to stability and long-term planning. The political figure may prioritize policies and initiatives that aim to ensure economic stability, job security, and the well-being of their constituents. Fiscal responsibility. In politics, the Knight of Pentacles indicates a focus on fiscal responsibility. The political figure may advocate for balanced budgets, responsible spending, and financial accountability in government. I know that they've talked about reducing government, and also a 1% transactions tax is part of their policy. Practical solutions. This card suggests the political figure is orientated toward practical solutions to address the needs and concerns of their constituents. They may prioritize initiatives that have tangible and positive aspects on the lives of the people they represent. Reliability. The Knight of Pentacles represents reliability and strong sense of duty. The political figure is likely seen as dependable by their constituents and may be dedicated to fulfilling their campaign promises. I believe that is true of Liz Gunn. She looks very determined and has a sense of duty, and I think that's what she's driven by, in a sense. characterised by their responsible and diligent approach to political duties, practical solutions, fiscal responsibility, the well-being of the people they serve. This card suggests the political figure is focused on building stable and prosperous future for their constituents through hard work, commitment to their principles. So there we go. That's very fascinating. I do like Liz Gunn. I don't agree with everything that she says, obviously, but I've looked at their policies and there are a lot of them that I resonate with. There's a long way for them to get into Parliament, so I don't know if they'll have my vote this time round, maybe in the electorate, but not in the party vote, because I'm sort of looking at voting for somebody else. But anyway, right, Democracy New Zealand. There are a couple of others, the New Nation Party, the Women's Rights Party. I'll try and get round to them all, but I can't promise you. Okay, what is the character of Democracy New Zealand? Actually, Democracy New Zealand's pretty much a one-man party. So I'm not going to look at the party so much. I'm just to quicken things up, I'm going to look at Matt King. What is the character, please, of Matt King? Page of Cups. A lucky man. I think he's going for the Northland seat. He was a national MP as well, like Alfred Ngaro. Here we go. Democracy Now. It's Matt King's party, who was at the protests as well. Page of Cups upright is a card that embodies qualities of creativity, emotional sensitivity, and a sense of youthful wonder. I like that. When applied to the character of a political figure, it can be interpreted as follows. Emotional engagement. The Page of Cups suggests that the political figure is emotionally engaged with their constituents and the issues they address. They may approach politics with a sense of empathy and compassion, seeking to connect with people on an emotional level. 2, creative problem solving. This card indicates a willingness to explore creative and innovative solutions to political challenges. The political figure may bring fresh ideas and approaches to their work, making them open to unconventional policies or strategies. 3, idealism. Page of Cups can signify a degree of idealism in the political figure's beliefs and goals. They may be motivated by a desire to create positive change and make the world a better place, driven by a sense of idealistic vision. Makes sense. Openness to collaboration. This card suggests that political figure is open to collaboration and building relationships with others in the political arena. They may be willing to work with diverse groups and seek common ground to achieve their objectives. 5, youthful energy. The Page of Cups can also represent a sense of youthful energy and enthusiasm in the political figure. They may bring a fresh perspective and a sense of optimism to their role. I think that would be true from what I've seen of him. Seen a few interviews with him. Upright suggests the political figure is characterized by their emotional intelligence, creative problem-solving abilities, and idealistic approach to politics. They may aim to foster positive change through empathy, collaboration, and a willingness to think outside the box. So there we go. That's Matt King. I haven't drawn one for Democracy Now, just running out of time. He's basically the party. I've seen that he's willing to collaborate with national if he gets into Parliament, which is possibly a bit of a leap, but he's trying to win the constituent. He was the former MP there, so he's trying to win his Northland constituent. He's going up against the national MP there, but we'll have to see. Okay, we've got two more parties. I don't know who the leader of the Women's Rights Party is, but we'll have a look. What is the character of the Women's Rights Party? Four of Swords. Women's Rights Party know very little about them other than they are advocating women's rights, which is a noble gesture. Four of Swords upright is a card associated with rest, recovery, and taking a break. When applied to the character of a political party, it can be interpreted as follows. Four of Swords suggests the political party may be going through a period of rest or reflection. This could be a time when they are regrouping, reevaluating their strategies, taking a breather from intense political activities. Certainly, I haven't seen them out in the public advocating things. Recovery and healing. This card signifies a focus on recovery and healing within the party. They may be addressing internal conflicts, recharging their energy, or working on mending relationships and divisions within the party. Strategic planning. The Four of Swords also indicates a period of strategic planning and preparation. The party may be using this time to carefully plan their next moves, reassess their priorities, and develop a clear roadmap for the future. Temporary pause. In politics, the card may signify a temporary pause in their public activities, allowing them to gather their thoughts and come back stronger and more prepared for upcoming challenges. Prudent decision-making. The Four of Swords encourages prudent decision-making. It suggests that the party is taking a step back to make well-considered choices rather than rushing into action. Good thing to do with the current political environment. It's a difficult one to get a party in. Overall, the Four of Swords upright suggests the political party is in a phase of rest, recovery, and strategic planning. This period of respite can be valuable in helping them recharge and make thoughtful decisions that will serve their political goals effectively in the future. So there we go. That's the Women's Rights Party. Not sure how relevant that is. Certainly haven't seen them out in the public, so they might be taking a bit of a break to assess their priorities. Last, possibly, I might have another go because I do have one more person I know who's running, but New Nation Party. The New Nation Party. I will pull a card for the New Nation Party. Yeah. What is the character of the New Nation Party, please? I'm just going to do that again because I wasn't really focusing on them. So pulling a card for what is the character of the New Nation Party? Chariot in reverse, and the character of Michael Jacomb, please, leader of the New Nation Party. Ace of Wands in reverse. So the character of the New Nation Party. Got the tarot card, the Chariot, reversed. Please interpret. Don't know much about this party. Lack of direction, inner conflict, obstacles. Lack of direction suggests the political party may be experiencing a lack of clear direction or a sense of being adrift. They may struggle to define their political goals or have difficulty uniting around a common purpose. They're polling very low. Internal conflict. This card can indicate internal conflict within the party. There may be party members, making it challenging to move forward cohesively. Obstacles and delays. The reverse chariot can signify obstacles or delays that are hindering the party's progress. These obstacles could be related to external factors such as political challenges, public opinion, or policy disputes. For lack of momentum in politics, this card may suggest a lack of momentum or a sense that the party is not making significant progress in achieving its goals. They may struggle to gain traction or support from the public. 5, need for reassessment. The card serves as a reminder that the party may need to reassess its strategies, address internal conflicts, and find a renewed sense of purpose to overcome the obstacles it's facing. Challenges related to internal conflicts, direction, and obstacles in their path. It's important for them to work on resolving their issues and finding a way to regain momentum and unity within the party to achieve their political objectives effectively. Certainly, one of the difficulties facing these small parties is gathering enough momentum and forming a set of policies that everyone within the party agrees on. So it's quite understandable. Don't know much about the party, to be honest, but I haven't seen anything about them, so I would suggest that they're struggling with momentum potentially. A political figure, and got the card Ace of Wands, which sort of looks like it's Ace of Wands is sort of blocked passion. Okay, so this is the character of Michael Jacomb. The Ace of Wands can carry several interpretations when applied to the character of a political figure. Lack of inspiration. The Ace of Wands reverse suggests a lack of inspiration or motivation in the political figure's actions or leadership. They may be going through a period of low energy or enthusiasm for their political endeavors. I don't know how long this party's been going. Stalled initiatives. This card can indicate the political figure's initiatives or projects are experiencing delays or setbacks. Might be a time when their plans are not progressing as expected. Resistance to change. In politics, the reversed Ace of Wands could imply resistance to change or an unwillingness to take bold, innovative steps. The political figure may be hesitant to embrace new ideas or approaches. Burnout. The card may symbolize burnout or exhaustion. The political figure could be feeling overwhelmed by their responsibilities and may need a break to recharge. Lack of clarity. The reversed Ace of Wands might suggest a lack of clarity in the political figure's vision or goals. They may be uncertain about their direction or objectives at this time. Overall, the Ace of Wands reversed indicates a period of stagnation or a loss of enthusiasm for their political figure. It serves as a reminder for them to reevaluate their goals, seek inspiration, and address any issues that may be hindering their progress in their political career. So, as said, I don't know anything about the New Nation Party, but that seems to be apt to a party that I've never heard of. And don't know anything about them. Can't say that they might have a lot of really good policies, and a lot of these parties do. You can see there's a lot of figures within these political parties that seem to be have a very noble cause, and the cards were very positive about these parties, sometimes even more so than the major parties. There's a mixture of positive and negative. These are the smaller players, I guess. And that doesn't necessarily mean, because they're smaller players, that they haven't got a passion and a drive and a noble cause that they're fighting for, possibly even more so sometimes, take the Animal Justice Party, for example. Personally, I'd like to see a reduction of the MMP threshold. I'd like to see it scrapped altogether, so we have true colours in Parliament, because that would be what real representation is. It would be, real representation would be a party that gets 0.83% would be in Parliament. They'd have one seat in Parliament, which means potentially a lot of people would shift their vote from big parties like Labour and National, and even smaller parties like the Greens, Māori Party, New Zealand First, etc., ACT, and vote for these parties because they might be more aligned with their values. At the moment, a lot of people see these parties as not really having a chance in hell of getting into Parliament, so they don't really tend to vote for them. You saw ACT, though, get in with one seat, and now they've built themselves up to 17% or something, or 10%, I think it is, 17 MPs or something like that. Greens the same. United Future went the other way. It went from having 10 MPs into having one or two, and eventually getting ousted. They're probably, I think they were still around last election. I haven't put them down here, done anything about them, because they're not on the polling list that I saw, so I don't know if they're still around. But anyway, I just wanted to bring your attention to some of the smaller parties and their leaders and what they, might be advocating for. Personally, like I say, I would like to see the threshold dropped, because it would see a true representation, and it would see people voting for the parties that they truly want to represent them, rather than parties that they sort of have to compromise on because they are the ones that are going to get into Parliament. So yeah, it takes a major sea change for one of these new parties to get in, and it often requires somebody who's been a former MP in one of the other parties to go through the ranks and kind of get an electorate seat or something like that. The Māori Party fell out the previous election, got back in with winning 2 electorate seats this time round. So it's interesting. I don't know what the path. I know that Top is going for the electorate seat in Elam, and one poll had Rough Manji at around 25%, and they're about 4 points behind the national candidate. So it's possible you might see Top. They've been around for at least 3 election cycles with Gareth Morgan. They have polled up to and around 4% at times, but they still haven't got into Parliament. So Aotearoa Legalise Cannabis Party, the Destiny Church Party, Brian Tamaki's party, they've been around for a while too. The Conservatives too, they never got into Parliament. It's not easy, but the media also often have a big role in that, and I feel like often the media are very hooked on a more first past the post system, and I've seen them even advocating or surveying people to try and get them back to a first past the post system in a way. But they don't include these smaller parties in media debates, so there's no attention brought to them, unless even New Zealand First and the Māori Party weren't included in the financial debate that was on recently. They're just having leader debates with the 2 main parties, as far as I can see. And when there's lots of parties, they've given so little time to speak that you hardly hear what their views are. So I think there's a lot of barriers to entry for these small parties. It's a bit like the other parties have a monopoly on that space. And personally, I would like to see more colours in Parliament and some of these fresh ideas coming into Parliament. I think the big parties like Labour and National don't have to work as hard to come up with new ideas and policies. They often, aren't very creative with their policies, and it's smaller parties like the Greens or ACT or whatever that actually have to really drive their policies and come up with really creative policies so that they get noticed. And then under a National or a Labour government, those policies will be taken by the Labour government or the big party, and they'll be passed through under that government, and then people will think it was the Labour government that did that, and so they'll all vote for Labour, like what happened in the last election where Labour got over 50%, when actually the policies that were being passed were part of Labour, Greens and New Zealand First, and it was those other parties that kept them in check. We've seen Labour pass a whole lot of policies recently that people have a huge amount of disagreement with: Three Waters, the therapeutic products bill, the vaccine mandates, and so they're pushing their agenda, and they've got a mandate to do that where they can just pass laws because they've got over 50%. But and that's where we saw with the cards that came out for Labour Party was that they had a lack of introspection because they haven't had to be kept in check to some degree, and that's actually been a disfavour to them in the end, because they haven't had to, look at themselves and have reflection from the other parties, because they've just been able to pass their bills because they've got over 50%. They don't need the other parties. So that's why MMP is a good system, because it keeps the other parties, it keeps fanaticism in check. So a bill that is outside of just thinking wouldn't get passed if there were a spread of different parties in Parliament, because enough people would hopefully vote against that bill. But if a party's got to vote with their party, then that party might make their party vote for a certain bill, and it might get passed. You might see in the next election cycle a lot of Labour MPs suddenly forming their own minor parties, having jumped ship like National Party, Matt Heath or Alfred Ngaro, for example. Anyway, that's me for now. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please like, share and subscribe. I will put the timestamps underneath before I share this so that everybody can just flick through to the parties that they are interested in hearing about. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. Please like, share and subscribe to the James Crompton podcast. I've got to go. See you later.